I'm Tara Oracle, and this is a reading about food addiction from an anonymous person. They said don't mention food addiction, but instead I'm going to mention food addiction, but not mention who you are. How's that? So, yeah, food addiction. Let's talk about that for a minute before we start the reading, because I had the same problem. And she said that food addiction is a long, lonely road. And indeed it is. Indeed it is. I weighed over 400 pounds. And yeah, I remember for breakfast, I would have like donuts or something really terrible for me. Then for lunch, I would go to a fast food joint. And then for dinner, I'd have something crappy for me. Yeah, and it gained weight and gained weight. And I ended up on 5 different medications for it. And again, I was over 400 pounds. Let's see. So she said it was a mental illness. I don't know about that. Read this book. Salt, Sugar, Fat by Michael Moss. Basically, he talks about that these food companies, some of them, have scientists on staff to where they will try to find the bliss point, which is the point at which you eat more and more and more, and the food will activate the endorphins in your brain, and the endorphins will be like almost a drug addiction, where you just eat more and more and continually do that. As well as you mentioned that you're looking for a cure, or you're trying to cure it. I don't know. I have not found a cure. Me personally, from personal experience, I have suffered from this for quite some time. And yeah, it's a lonely road. It pretty much trashes your life. It's hard to move. It's hard to get around. It's hard to go to work. It's hard to concentrate. It's hard to think. It disturbs your mind where you're full. Like you eat, and you're full. And you're thinking about your next meal, like you're ready to eat again. You're like, what's going to be in my next meal? And sometimes you'll eat to the point of being over full from just junk. And then your brain works differently when you're on this crap. Like I'll think of all sorts of just stupid ideas, or I'll be depressed, or it really downs your mood. So yeah, it wrecked my life, so I can tell you for sure that it is an addiction indeed. As far as a cure, so it took me 7 years to lose about 181 pounds at this point, and I did it from eating, from avoiding crap entirely. So if you walk through the store, every aisle is full of sugar, fat, salt, because that's what sells, right? Where's my book? So, but the book tells you that's what sells. Obviously, a company's out to make money. They're going to want to make money any way they can, whatever. So yeah, junk food sells, and the store's full of it. What I ended up doing is got Dr. Fuhrman has a book called Eat to Live, and you can look on your library. Got Dr. Fuhrman. Here, let me zoom in here. Dr. Fuhrman, Eat to Live. And you can get this at, I think, almost every library that I've ever seen that I've been around has the book. So just get it from your library and check it out. He has an alternative eating program and things like that. So definitely look into that. As far as a cure, the cure is to not eat it. In my opinion, just my opinion, don't sue me. The cure is to not eat any junk food at all. I eat fruits, vegetables, legumes, beans, salads, and I'm full. 2 pieces of good news. One piece is when you eat good, with mainly vegetables and fruits and things like that, so read Eat to Live. When you eat that way, your addictions go away, kinda. So you don't really have them as much, so it's not as bad. Does that make sense? So it's not, you don't have that constant signal to your brain that I need to eat. So that cured, for me personally, that cured me from that. So that's the first piece of good news. Second piece of good news is you'll lose weight without having to try on, once you go natural foods and things like that, you lose weight without trying. The bad news is I don't know of any cure that, for me personally, if I eat cookies and cakes and I start eating that stuff again, then all that stuff comes back. Like all the addiction signs come back. So just a personal note before we start the reading, and I've blabbered for 5 minutes now, sorry. But yeah, so you want to know about this road of recovery. So let's look at that. Well, yeah, that sort of says a lot right there for the first card. So, I don't know. Before you change your diet, obviously consult your doctor. Before you do anything, obviously consult your doctor. Legal stuff here, legal stuff there, legal stuff here. I'm just saying, Jesus. Okay, I'm just saying, for me personally, I had to change my diet and eliminate the foods. If I eat the food, yeah, the addiction comes back. And it will come back pretty hard. It'll come back over and over and over for the rest of my life. So here we go. Wow, this is quite the spread, I must say. Okay, so wow, even the Queen, look at the Queen of Cups. So, okay, so the basic tarot reading is trashed relationships, loneliness, food addiction, all the ramifications of food addiction. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. Obviously, more of a somber card here, looking away into, if you've seen any of my videos, into the void over here where there's nothing. So yeah, looking over into the void, she looks kind of down. The Queen is obviously an emotional card to begin with, and the Cups makes it even more emotional, and the Moon has a somber mood to it. And over here is a Magician upside down, meaning a loss of power, a loss of will, right? The Magician's able to conjure stuff up. The Magician's able to do all sorts of amazing things. Has all sorts of cool powers, but now he's upside down. A loss of that power. And interesting, you have a swirled moon. You've gone from a what is that, a crescent moon down to a swirled moon in this upside down Magician. So yeah, it seems that there's a somber attitude here going toward a loss of power. As well as you have a king and another king. And you saw me, I have this spread all the way over here. I'm drawing cards from random spots. So, okay, so yeah, you had a relationship. You had good communication, which was the swords. Then the games began, right? The games began, and the king turned into the King of Pentacles upside down, which is sort of left, it seems. So again, you have two cards facing you this time instead of facing the void or facing this other one. So the loss of power sort of looked over into the somber mood. Then you had a relationship. The relationship sort of ended, and it came into a sort of a void or an end state at that point. So the King of Pentacles upside down versus the King of Swords, with great communications going to not only bad communications, but just the loss of the relationship itself. So over here you have the sort of the working on it, but working on it upside down. So you have worked on it. Maybe you have worked on the addiction, but it seems like it hasn't fully resolved itself at this point. In other words, the work is still going on, but it seems like it's still going on for no reason. Like you're working at it, but you need to work at it a different way because it's upside down. It seems you need to work at it a different way. So here we have the Trapped, which is good news because we have the Trapped is upside down. And it's interesting that this person is working on this, and he's creating the pentacle, he's hammering it out, somebody sort of looking over him and all that stuff, and that's sort of a futile work, but there is an escape from the trap. So you're not fully trapped in it, you do have, again, an escape. So we come over here to the Seven of Pentacles, and you sort of had to dig your way out. But you're going to need to dig your way out in a different way. So whatever you're doing, I think you're going to need to expand that method to include something different. In other words, digging your way out, you're not digging your way fully out yet. You still have some work to do, which makes sense in the perspective of what you're telling me. You have loneliness that you're fighting with. You have a missing relationships. You want someone in a relationship and things like that. But it looks like that you're going to have to just resolve the fight from within yourself. We have a bunch of different things that have the somber attitude a loss of power, losing a relationship, as well as working toward a solution, but the work is not sort of fixed everything quite yet. So you still have more work to do, as well as needing a new path in order to find a solution. So you have a lot of questions. One of the questions was, when I find a relationship, of course you'll find a relationship. It seems like you just need to deal with what you need to deal with right now. You need to focus on self. You said you had a good group of friends and things like that. I would focus on that and try to have that help the loneliness. Maybe try the different avenues. Maybe try, some other avenue that you can to get through this. But it seems like this is all within yourself at this point. So you're just going to have to look within yourself, fix things within yourself, and at that point you can have a better, chance at a relationship, or you can bring more to a relationship and therefore attract people into your life that want a relationship with you, as far as romantically, once you handle all these things from within yourself. So it seems like you're very fortunate to have a great group of friends that you can sort of lean on, as well as you said, when you said that you admitted to a food addiction to someone else, they sort of frowned upon it. Yeah, people don't understand, man. People don't understand that some of the stuff that you eat is addicting, and that's sort of the topic of the reading, as well as the topic of the book by Michael Moss, which I read, which is awesome. So, yeah, there you have some reading stuff maybe you can go check out, and that is my 2 cents a tarot reading. But I am just a fat man reading a bunch of different tarot cards, so this is just my opinion. Any professional opinions need to be from professionals, but that's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching the video.